Well, hello everyone. I'm off to give you a quick update on my favorite garden. The Devil's Walking Stick is about to burst into bloom. And this side, I have to say, looks a bit tired right now. But we've had a full week of some incredibly hot weather. So my main job today is to just, literally, I'll be here for about 10 hours just watering. I mean, a tree this large can sometimes drink up to 500 liters of water on a hot day. And that water has to come from somewhere, and sadly it often gets sucked up from all its little neighbors. Our blanket flowers are finally in bloom with the little orange. But the rest of the hill is looking, maybe not as bright and cheery, but like I said, it's been incredibly hot. And sadly, the nodding onions are almost on the verge of blooming. I say another week. So I'm just doing a little quick update today because sadly this is a weekend. And that means that there'll be huge numbers of people constantly walking by on their way to the beach. And you can see that the asters are almost full size. They won't bloom for another couple of months though. Generally they're September, October. But our retibidas, the gray coneflowers, are starting to look at how pretty they are, swinging in the breeze. And this is some of the native black-eyed Susans that are here with the more furry leaf. We have both varieties. And I actually prefer these little leggy guys, even though they're in a pretty hot spot. And one of our little bumbles helping itself to some native yummies. And this here is Pearly Everlasting, another native flower, which will perk up quite a bit once I have a chance to actually get some watering done. And the spikes is another native plant called Liatris, usually quite the butterfly magnet. Most of our showiest things at this time in July are usually, this is the other variety of black-eyed Susan. And the Baptisia already has its fat little seed pods, which will turn black later on. And the kind of purple daisy guys with all the little bees on it is Echinacea. The tall purpley pink ones are Purple Prince, which is a hybrid lily. And this is actually rondun, one of my favorite daylilies. I love spiders. They're my favorite of all the daylily varieties that have the long, floppy petals. And this here is I can't remember its name, but this is a more standard daylily. And up here, that really tall hybrid lily is Anastasia. And sadly, my beautiful orange Primal Scream doesn't have anybody in bloom today, but I'm sure some will pop out once I do a nice heavy watering. And there's a mix of Shasta daisies in the back and white Echinacea in front. So these are the phlox that are a little closer to the house, and one of my favorite really super tall grasses. We haven't had it bloom yet since I put it in, but it's still quite young. This is one of my favorite all-time clematis, known as Mrs. Harvey. You can see these beautiful little bells. This is one I started from a cutting, so she's still only in her second or third year. More of our black-eyed Susans and daylilies. These is a cream one. Again, we don't have a single one in bloom today. And here an orange Echinacea. And then this orange double daylily is called Kwanzo. And this lemon one here is lutea. It's one of the species. And this one here is ruby spider. Like super big, luscious blooms on this little baby. Yeah. And in the back, we have our little herb bed. Mostly it's kind of getting overrun by parsley and lemon verbena and tomatoes here on the end. Okay. And we have a second flush of bloom on our magnolia. She's looking quite pretty, I think. Yeah. And then just a quick look at our beds back here, which I still have to do some spot watering. Oh, this is another near native. This is actually from the area of northeastern U.S. And this is Painter's Palette. It's a Persicaria. And yeah, you can see our garlics are pretty close to being harvested. Maybe another week or two away. Our blueberries, the robins have all come along and taken off with all the berries that we had. And pear apples. We still have a few down on the end, but usually the squirrels come along and pretty well eat every single one of them. So we usually try to desperately cover up the last ones, but all forlorn. For nothing. But it's nice watching them grow, and I suppose it probably keeps a lot of the wildlife alive. And as you can see, this beautiful magnolia in my favorite garden.